If you're like me, then you grew up with CDs. That's how you got music kind of before the internet and definitely way before streaming. But nowadays, your CDs probably just sit in a closet, or maybe you don't have any CDs anymore. You traded them, got some credit, maybe donated them. But I think now, with how things are going with streaming, we might be seeing a return of the physical. And if you're thinking, man, I should get back into buying CDs, then you probably want to buy this. This is a CP2. This is a CD combo speaker that also has Bluetooth, a headphone jack, and charges via USB-C. But if you're thinking about getting back into collecting CDs or you're starting it for the first time, this is a great device to be able to listen to your CDs while you're on the go, while you're at home, or just anywhere you want to be. But there are a couple of drawbacks to having this device. But before we dive into those drawbacks, let's take a look at some of the pros and how this device works. So for the CP2, it's really not that big. Of course, it's got to be big enough to hold a CD, but the speaker to the side of it is probably only about 2/3 to half the size of a regular CD. So it's not crazy big. It's about the size of an average notebook, probably a little bit smaller than that. But size-wise, I think it's pretty solid. It's not anything too big to carry around, but if you don't want to carry something in your hands, you're definitely not going to be able to fit this in your pocket. So for that, size-wise, not going to be that portable, but it is going to look really good on a coffee table or anywhere in your house where you want to display your CD collection. As you can see here, I have it on my coffee table with a couple of my CDs around it, and these are only the CDs I have. And these are all the CDs I have. I might have like one or two more lying around somewhere, but my CD collection has definitely shrank over the years as everyone has kind of switched over to digital and music just gets pretty expensive to buy over time. But let's dive into the controls on this device. As I pick it up, you're going to be able to see on the right-hand side, we have a skip or play forward, we have a play pause, a skip left, a stop, a Bluetooth, a volume down and a volume up, and a headphone jack. Those are all the controls, really. The one on the right-hand side, this is how you're going to open the device. On the back, we have an option to loop one song, play all songs, or loop play all songs. Lastly, we have a hold unhold to where when it's on hold, the buttons, if they're pressed, no effect is going to happen. And then of course, this is charged via USB-C. You're going to get about 7 to 8 hours of battery life if you're using the headphone jack, and about 6 to 7 if you're using the Bluetooth speaker. The lights that are lighting up, you can see are which track we're playing right now. We're on the second track of this Arctic Monkeys album, and that's basically all the controls for the CP2. All that's left is you got to put in some album artwork, which this is a feature I really like. You can take this plastic shield off of the inside of the container and then take the inner album artwork from your CD and place it on top of this plastic and display the album artwork from the CD here. Now, some people like this, and I think it can look really cool depending on the album artwork, but I prefer to see the CD spinning to be able to just kind of know it's playing or it's stopped or if there's any issues like that. But if I wasn't playing anything and I just want something to kind of display or make this look cooler, I probably would just put in the album artwork and use it like that. So that's how this device works. I think the sound quality on it is pretty good. I can't share the sound quality with you though, just because of the music will be copyrighted. So I'm sorry that you can't get a glimpse into how it's going to sound. But it's going to look really nice on a coffee table or on a media center or anywhere in your house where you want to display your CDs. So I think the CP2 does a really good job of showcasing your album artwork, your CD, and it's not terribly big, but not something you can really easily carry. So if you have CDs, you probably don't want to be taking those around and listening to them that way, but rather you probably are going to leave this at home on a coffee table near your media player, and you're going to listen to music that way. You're going to pop that album artwork in so you can see what album you're listening to. Or maybe if you're like me, you just like seeing the CD spin. And so you're just going to use that. Because if you're going to take it with you on the go, you do only get 7 to 8 hours of battery life while you're listening to music. And then if you do pair it with a Bluetooth speaker, it's only 6 to 7 hours of battery life. Now, that's not terrible, especially for the size of the device, but you probably are going to forget to charge it. And you probably listen to music, I'm going to say, maybe 2 to 4 hours a day, depending on your commute and all those other things. But really, like, where are you going to be where you're going to pop in a CD and listen to it? With how we live these days, our music has to constantly be on the go to play, pause, and do whatever we really need to do with it. We can't really sit down and say, let's listen to an album. You can kind of get by with it in the car because it probably takes you maybe 10 to 30 minutes to get to some places. But overall, you've got a CD player in your car. So I don't know why you'd really need this if you live in a city where you're driving. Maybe if it's somewhere where you're taking the subway, but even on top of that, you probably don't want to carry something this big. So there are some alternatives out there that don't have a speaker, but is just a small portable CD player, which I'm putting a link in the description below if you want to check out some of those portable CD players that don't have a speaker. But overall, if you're feeling nostalgic about your CD collection, or you're thinking of diving into getting CDs and starting that physical collection, I think this is a pretty solid device. It comes in black and white, the aesthetic is clean and sharp, you get to showcase the album artwork, but I don't really see a lot of downsides to this, except for it's just not something you really want to carry around with you. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you think this is something that you want to pick up, or if you have a great CD collection, or if it's something you're thinking of diving into. And until next time, peace.